and KFAB.
Schrock Innovations presents the Midwest #1 independent computer repair company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, and across the country via the Schrock desk. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks. Welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. We have service centers. We have 3 of them right now. 3 places that you can go when you need help with your computers. 3 places that you can call when your printer's not printing, or your email's not emailing, or your computer's not computing. Any of those things, we can take care of them for you. The original location in Lincoln is actually, we just recently moved it. So if you haven't heard the program in a few weeks, we're at 7501 South 15th Street. That's 2 blocks south of 14th and Pine Lake Road on 14th Street, basically. I don't know how it got, the building faces 15th, I guess. So it's on 14th Street. But anyway, why split hairs? In Omaha, location number 2, 168th and Burke, just across the street from the Village Point Mall, where the rent is slightly cheaper. And also over at in Papillion, 84th and Highway 370. Now, we also have a digital home this morning. You can find us at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, where you can post questions and comments. You can watch the show live, and then during the commercial breaks, I do try to get in there and answer those. I try not to do too much. Hi, Mary. I try not to do too much typing and interacting with Facebook people on the radio, because radio people can't hear Facebook people. Yeah. It's so Facebookist. You don't listen to these people, and they're so radioist. They don't listen to the radio people. If we could just get the 2 sides to talk to each other, maybe we could have harmony. Sorry. It's crazy in the world right now. But we have a crazy show planned for you today. I walked in the door this morning and I was like, there's not a whole ton of stuff to talk about this morning. There's no big, like, oh my gosh, stories. There's no, like, hackers are blowing up nuclear missile stories. There's just the normal level annoying security stories, things that may impact you or may not impact you. So when I pick stories out to cover on the show, I have a couple criteria. It's got to be something that would apply to almost anyone who is listening. So let me give you an example of a story that we passed over this morning. Mark Zuckerberg thinks he's so misunderstood. I'm like, okay, I don't need to. Samsung Pay Cash now available. Budget your spending with this prepaid virtual card. No thanks. Okay. Let's see. Quick glossary, solid state drives. Even I'm looking at that thinking, that's a dry read. Like, why would I cover that on the radio? I mean, some of these things are truly awful. New Zealand government to spend NZ 3 million New Zealand dollars. What do is it just the New Zealand dollar? They couldn't have come up with their own name. Like, it's a dollar. It's a New Zealand dollar. Their own 3 million New Zealand dollar spend on unmanned aerial aircraft trial program. That's almost like a defense spending. I get it. It's a drone, so it's kind of techie, but let's see. Anyway, so those are the stories. Leading digital transformation in healthcare. Lisa Emery is apparently a CIO who's leading the transformation in healthcare to digital. It's just happening now, I guess. So anyway, so some of the stories we will talk about this morning, because those, as incredibly interesting as Lisa probably is, not right for the program. So, Windows out-of-band update. Microsoft's mandatory security patches for all versions. That's right, there is another patch that you have to install. It's going to come down automatically. Your computer is going to ask to restart itself. We're going to tell you what's going on there, especially those of you who are bitterly clinging to Windows XP for some reason. And all of a sudden, Windows XP wants to reboot for an update, and you're like, what? So we're going to tell you what's going on there. If your iPhone 6 has suddenly stopped working, Apple might fix it for free. So we're going to tell you how to fix your iPhone 6 if it stops working. Do you use a VPN to keep your identity safe on the internet? Some of these VPN services have actually been compromised, and the bad guys are able to monitor everything you're doing. We're going to tell you which ones are compromised and which ones to look out for. Russian hackers did something kind of interesting. It's really hard to hack computers these days, but people tend to install patches just willy-nilly, like, ooh, look, a patch, let's install it. Russian hacker group patches Chrome and Firefox to gain access to your computer. So they created fake patches for Chrome and Firefox that not you, but people like you, apparently it has to apply to everybody. apparently install on their computer, and then they get in. Another great use study for Secure Updater. I'm telling you what. Now we've been talking a lot this week. You probably got the email. After another week or so, you're going to get a phone call too about this. But we've talked a lot about the upcoming Windows 18, 1909. Sorry, I was back in time there for a second. 1909 update that's coming out. It's going to be out this month. It's going to upgrade your Windows operating system to a brand new version of Windows. We're going to talk about that on the program here today. It's not a patch. It's not an update. This is a complete operating system upgrade. This is like back in the day when you went from Windows 95 to Windows 98, or from Windows 98 to Windows 2000, or whatever you did. That's what this is. It's going to take all of your stuff and pick it up and toss it into the ether, and then arrange a whole new operating system underneath it before it falls back down to earth, hopefully in the right places. It happens about 80% of the time. Everything goes great. 20% of the time, things don't go so well. Microsoft tests their updates against computers released in the last 18 months. So as a result, older computers, computers that you've had for 2, 3, 4 years, and yes, 2 years is now old for a computer. Most of us do keep our computers for 2 years or longer. I'm in year 2 right now on my really nice studio laptop here, and it's still doing just fine for me. I did have the battery swell up on me, and I had to replace it. So, I mean, for a normal person, that might have been a laptop life-ending event. But for a computer repair guy, or for someone who is a Schrock customer, put a battery in it. Yeah, it's an internal battery. We got to take the whole thing apart, and then we have to glue the little the rubber feet back on the bottom, because we put things together with glue and sticky tape now. No, we don't, but the manufacturers do, so we have to as well. Yeah, I want us to put a solid state in your old iMac. Oh yeah, we got to get the solid. We have the adhesive strips on hand that are pre-cut for your screens, so that we can stick the screens back on again using the same type of adhesive that Apple used to stick them on in the first place. Nothing is more fun than cleaning adhesive off of a aluminum housing with a razor blade. That's choice fun. So we've been talking a lot about the Windows update that's coming. Did you know that Apple has one too coming out? They're going to be updating. Their current version is Mojave for OS X. The new one is Catalina. Ooh, yes. So Catalina is coming, and we're going to tell you if your Mac will run it, and if so, if you should upgrade to it. Google finds a 0-day Android exploit impacting Pixel, Samsung, Huawei, and Xiaomi. I don't know how to say it. Xiaomi. So let me think here. If President Xi is President Xi, so this would probably be Xiaomi. I don't know. Xiaomi. Yay, Xiaomi. Let's just call it Xiaomi, because there's so many good jokes there. So anyway, so the Xiaomi phone. These phones have a 0-day exploit, which is kind of neat, because Google is saying there's a 0-day exploit in Android, and Google makes Android, so at least they're being fair when they're blasting things out. This vulnerability was patched in an older Android version, but somehow it resurfaced in new releases. So we're going to tell you if your Android phone is going to be impacted by this, because there are major brands. The Pixel is impacted, the Huawei phones are impacted, and some Samsung phones are impacted as well. So we're going to tell you about that. And last but not least, this is the desperation story. This is if I have no callers to the program and I have to talk about news stories the whole show. Microsoft will see an Intel-based 15-inch Surface 3 laptop for business users only. Now, you see that I'm skirting my own rule here, because that interested me a little bit. And so I was like, ooh. And but that doesn't interest most people. Aren't business users, right? So anyway, that's the program today in a nutshell. But the whole reason that we're here this morning, and we're live and we're local, is to give you help with your computer. The numbers to join us on the program: 402-558-1110. 800-543-1110. Give us a call. We'll get you on the air. If you ask a question or make a comment on the program here, we will get you in the drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. You can use it for anything you like over at the service center, and you can get your endpoint renewed, which is a big thing that's going on this month. You can use it toward that safe upgrade purchase that you're looking to make. Just about anything you need to do, you can do it with that certificate over at Schrock. All right, so I mentioned just kind of zinged off it a little bit, this big Microsoft update that's coming out. This update's coming out in October, guys. That's this month. We don't know when. It could come out tomorrow. It could come out at the end of the month on Halloween. Last year, I seem to remember making a joke because it was like, it's super scary and it's coming out on Halloween. So it could come out at the end of the month, but the long and the short of it is 20% of the time, these updates result in absolute disaster. The last one, the one that was done just about 6 months ago, was actually one of the smoothest ones that Microsoft has ever done. The one before that was so bad it was released and then pulled and then re-released. It was a nightmare. Some of the problems that people have with the update. Number one, biggest problem is my computer just keeps downloading the update over and over and over again and trying to install it over and over and over and failing. And every single day I have to sit and watch my computer for a half hour or an hour, try to install an update that I know it's not going to install. Help. So that's one of the biggest ones. Number two is my computer downloaded and attempted to install the update and it didn't turn back on again. It just like boots up and says it can't load. Well, that's a problem. Number three, my computer downloaded and installed the update and rebooted, and it came back on okay, but all my stuff is gone. All my documents and programs are missing. Whoops. And no, they're not in a super secret migration folder somewhere on your hard drive. If that happens to you, turn off your computer and bring it in. Don't do anything. Don't do any more updates. Don't do any virus scans. Don't try to, click around and find your stuff. We literally have to undelete it because it's been deleted. It's been erased. As part of this migration, what happens is, okay, your computer starts downloading the new version of Windows 10. Once that version is downloaded, it starts the installation process. During that installation process, Windows 10 gets installed basically to another area of your hard drive, a brand new copy of Windows 10. And then the computer reboots. And what it's doing when it reboots is it's leaving your version of Windows 10 and basically booting into this new version of Windows 10 instead. Then what happens is that the new version of Windows 10 says, is there an old version present? Yes or no? Well, if for some reason yours comes back no, it doesn't migrate any of your stuff. Why could that happen? Problematic hard drives, memory that's bad, stupid stuff that happens and the flag didn't get set. There could be a number of different reasons why that would happen, but the computer reboots and it doesn't migrate any of your stuff and it deletes the old stuff. It basically starts overwriting it. And so we have to literally send you into data recovery to get that back. That's no fun for anybody. So what else could go wrong? I installed the update and I rebooted my sound / video / internet / keyboard. Oh, what other good things are there that we've seen fail? Wi-Fi, speakers, USB ports. That's a big one. Card readers. Yep. Stopped working. So basically the computer upgraded, but there's no drivers available or this piece of hardware isn't supported anymore. So therefore the computer works, but all the hardware doesn't work. So, all these bad things happen to people. And at Schrock, we can get around those things. Number one, with bad hardware, we can test the computer before the update happens to know if it's going to need some hardware before we do the update. Then we can give you a complete picture and say, listen, you're going to have to put a graphics card in this computer. Graphics card's about $150, but we're going to put that into the computer and then everything will work fine for the upgrade. Now, if you decide, hey, I've had this computer for 9 years, maybe I don't want to put a graphics card into it for $150, maybe I want to buy a new computer instead, that's your decision. Our job is to give you options, right? So we give you the options and you make the decision. It's hard to do that though when you're, well, I should say it's better to do that when you still have options, as opposed to, oh my gosh, my stuff is gone. What do I do now? Or, oh my gosh, my computer won't take the update. What do I do now? Should I just go buy a new computer? Can't tell you how many people just buy new computers because a stupid driver file doesn't work. We've had people come into the service center whose computers get infected with a virus. And they're like, I'm just going to buy a new computer. I don't need that antivirus. I'm just going to buy a new computer. And I'm like, what? So you're going to throw away this perfectly good, and they're usually not cheap computers, this perfectly good, like mid-range computer, because it has a virus on it that can be removed. And if you get antivirus, you won't get viruses, and then you won't have to buy a new computer every 6 months. But you think you get infected and you just can't trust the platform anymore, so you're going to buy a new computer. Oh, that Dell got infected real quick. I'm going to buy me an HP. You're like, what? We hear that kind of stuff. So when you're getting these patches, guys, what we decided to do at Schrock, it seems like the same people got hit every single time. The same roughly 500-600 people got hit with, oh my gosh, something went wrong. And every 6 months they were coming into the service center, having to spend an hour, 2 hours of labor to get their computer fixed from the free update. And some people had warranties because their computers were still under warranty. Some people did not. Some people had a Schrock warranty on their computer because our computers last a lot longer than other companies. So when you're talking about who has computers more than 2 years old, lots of our modular computers are more than 2 years old. So all these computers are having an issue because they're older, and we want to make sure they're covered, so people have the extended warranties, the refundable warranties. But then they're upset because the warranty is refundable and I have to use my warranty for something stupid like a free update, and I don't get my refund because I use the warranty now. So basically, a lot of our customers and a lot of other people were getting upset, and the only place they have to take that frustration out is on us. Where they come into the service center every 6 months to give us $100 or $200 to fix something that was a free update that they couldn't opt out of anyway. So we decided to do something about it. We created a product called Safe Upgrade. And what Safe Upgrade does, it's not called Sure Upgrade, okay? This is not a magical Jack and the Beanstalk bean that you plant in the ground that automatically upgrades your computer to Windows 10 1909. What it does is it does all of the checks that we would do in the service center to make sure that your computer is good to go and ready to install version 1909. So what does that mean? It's going to test your hard drive to make sure your hard drive is good. It's going to make sure that if you don't already have a current copy of Secure Updater, it's going to install a free 15-day trial on your computer and download all the patches that you've been missing because you don't have Secure Updater, like this patch we're going to talk about on the program today. It's going to make sure everything is patched up and current. Then it's going to go through and it's going to check your antivirus status. If you're running a cut-rate piece of junk antivirus software like Trend Micro or PCCillin, yeah, is it PC Chillin or PCCillin? It's PCCillin, actually. PCCillin, if you're running Secure IT from the Mart, any of those things, you're going to get a red flag that says, hey, we can't guarantee you're not infected. We would suggest that you remove this other junk software and install Symantec Endpoint before you proceed. That's what we're going to suggest. You can choose to override that. Override. Not responsible if your computer blows up because you have a virus. Sorry. And that's the trade. So you go through your whole Safe Upgrade process. And when you're done, then it downloads and it's a free Microsoft update. We don't download it from Microsoft servers because they're too slow, because everyone in the world is getting it at the same time. We actually download it ourselves, and then we put it on our own Amazon S3 server, super fast server that only Schrock customers have access to who have purchased Safe Upgrade. So you get a download, because this is like a 3 gig download. It's huge. So you're going to get this download, you get it in your computer, it installs it, and everything is right with the world. If it doesn't work for some reason, you have help. You have we can help you over the Schrock desk. Now, this is the do-it-yourself at home option, but we'll still help you over the Schrock desk with it, or talk you through stuff on the phone if we can. If you do have to bring it into the service center because there's something really not right, outdated hardware, something squirrely, if you're that guy that has to bring it in every time to the service center because it never does it on its own, even with Safe Upgrade, you give it a try with Safe Upgrade. You might save yourself the $30. It's a $30 upcharge to have us do it in the service center. It's $80 in the shop, $50 for Safe Upgrade. You can get Safe Upgrade on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. Click on Shop and Specials, download it, or purchase it there. When it's time to download it, we will notify you through every possible means. You will get a phone call. You will get an email. You'll probably get a text message. A carrier pigeon may land on your balcony with a little note tied around its ankle. You'll peel it off and it says, time to run Safe Upgrade. We're going to let you know when it's time to go. So it's not time to go yet, but it's time to purchase it because quantities are limited. Reason for that, if we sell a whole bunch of copies and something goes terribly wrong, we are 15 people at Schrock. We need to make sure that our 15 people are able to deliver award-winning quality service. And if we had 10,000 people calling us at the same time, we can't do that. 1,000 we can handle. 10,000, not so much. So anyway, that's the long and the short of it, guys. Take a look at that over at SchrockInnovations.com if you haven't done so. Kathy, I got to take a quick break. Stay on the line. Your call is coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations Data Recovery Lab saves the data the other guys can't. The next time your hard drive, camera card, or flash drive fails, let Schrock get your data back. Some people like desktops for their power and upgradability, but nothing rivals a laptop for computing on the go. But why should you have to sacrifice performance for portability?
The innovators at Schrock want our customers to have it all, so we created a new kind of laptop, the solid-state laptop from Schrock Innovations. Solid-state laptops are built using the same frame and mainboards as regular laptops, but we've removed half of the moving parts while more than doubling the computer's speed. The result? Laptops that boot to Windows in 6 seconds or less, respond instantly to your commands, and can survive drops that put most laptops into the data recovery lab. Starting at only $499, solid-state laptops give you speed, reliability, durability, and performance for the same price most people pay for a cheap disposable laptop. The next time you're looking for a laptop, check out the solid-state laptops at SchrockInnovations.com or visit any of our service centers. Simple, solid, fast technology is what we do at Schrock. Compute This Pro Tip 843. Of all computer failures, the scariest and most expensive is the hard drive. But there are some steps you can take to save money and save your data before it's too late. Detecting failures early is important, so install a free utility like Drive Advisor from driveadvisor.com to monitor your hard drive's health and receive warnings when there's a problem. But most of all, hard drive failures happen slowly, so early detection is key to reducing the repair bill. Second, if your hard drive makes any unusual noises, immediately turn off your computer and do not turn it on again. These issues are physical problems, and the more you try to use it, the worse the damage becomes. Remember that most computer repair shops do not have the specialized equipment needed to recover data from a failed drive. Never open your drive or allow anyone else to do so. Open drives always cost more to recover. Schrock does not charge for data recovery evaluations and quotes, so let the local pros look at your drive before you make any recovery decisions. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. If you're watching us on Facebook at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, want to welcome Blake and Mary, top fans of the program. I don't get to pick the top fans, guys. Facebook does. They based it on some super mathematical, algorithmic, quantum equation of some sort that determines who the top fan is based on how often they interact with the page, what they like, what they comment, and they recommend it, if they review, and all that stuff. If you would like to be a top fan too, pretty much do all those things. And Facebook will either make you a top fan or they'll take it away from Blake or Mary and give it to you. All right. If you want to join us on the phone today, it's 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Kathy, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
I got something that came through and acted like a new install of Windows 10 with the reboot, restart routine, and then it came up with a screen showing the new things of what it did, and then that went away.
Yep.
And I got a notice that my semantic endpoint protection cloud failed, that there was a live update error.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. It says that the semantic installer is not working properly due to an error that occurred during the live update.
Okay.
So what do I do?
All right. Great questions, Kathy. So basically what just happened here is a perfect example. This is a very minor example of the kind of problems people can experience when they get an upgrade from one version of Windows 10 to another. So you were probably one version behind, and Windows 10 just now downloaded and installed version 19, probably not, I think it's 19. There's so many 19s and 20s now. 1903 is the current version. 1909 is the new version. So they probably installed 1903 on your computer to get you current right now, because it took Microsoft 6 months just to make sure that it was good for everybody. But everybody else is going to get it like day one. But it took you 6 months to get it. So that part was legitimate. But then what happened is after the upgrade, there was something that didn't transfer over right in that semantic endpoint engine. And we see this with antivirus sometimes, because antivirus is very finicky. Anytime you try to change anything, move anything, do anything that's out of the ordinary, your antivirus will see that as, in some cases, as an attempt to disable it or damage it. So as a result, the semantic endpoint's like, whoa, we're broken. Something's not right here. First of all, you are still protected. Everything is safe on your computer. You can get on the internet. You can do anything you want. You're just not going to get new updates because your live update engine is broken. So we want to fix that because you get multiple updates a day. The good news is because you have semantic endpoint, you have a warranty with us, a virus-free guarantee. If anything goes wrong with your endpoint software, we fix it for free. And we don't have to have you bring it into the shop. We can usually do this over the Schrock desk for you. So is there any chance that you can give us a call this afternoon when we open up so that we can get into your computer and take a look at that?
Oh, definitely.
Awesome.
Definitely.
All right. So depending on when you guys hear the program, if anyone else is having a similar issue, we're open on Saturday from 10 in the morning till 8 in the evening and Sunday from noon to 5. Just give us a call anytime during those hours and we can get you on a Schrock desk. Anything related to endpoint, even if you just think you're infected, we'll pop in and scan it for free. Now, when I say pop in, we can't just pop in on you. Yeah, that would be kind of weird, right? Hi, Mom. Huh. That's kind of weird. But we can get connected over the Schrock desk where we give you a code. You go to a website, you put that code in. So it's very secure. You have to be an active participant. But then once we're connected, we can help you out.
Oh, good.
All right. Thank you very much for the call, Kathy. I appreciate it. All righty. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Speaking of patches, Windows has an out-of-band update. Now, what that is, an out-of-band update is a kind of patch that they release that's not on Patch Tuesday. It's outside of the normal cycle of patches. Microsoft's mandatory security patches for all versions. This is an Internet Explorer 0-day patch via Windows Update. Even if you don't use Internet Explorer, your computer needs this update because it has Internet Explorer built into it. Microsoft released the out-of-band update for all versions of Windows, rounding out the patch that it released on September 23rd to address an already exploited flaw in Internet Explorer. I like how they rounded out. The patch that they released before, you had to manually download it unless you were, so if you had Windows XP or Windows Vista, you could get the patch and you could install the patch, but you had to go get the patch. You had to go install it yourself, right? So after people did that and network administrators did that, then they found that they were having problems printing. Have you had problems with your printer this week? This could be why. Well, all of a sudden, problems printing, that's no good. So then Microsoft releases another patch, but you see, there's no way to know who installed the patch and who didn't unless you push this new patch, a patch for the patch, if you will, or in the way that they said it here, a patch to round out the previous patch. You know, my son does something wrong the first time. You need to go round that out, son. Make it right. Yeah. No, I mean, so basically this is a patch that's being downloaded by Microsoft directly to your computers, and everybody's going to get this one. And it's going to patch everybody right away out of the box to make sure that everybody's good. The IE scripting engine flaw was found by Clement. His name was a guy named Clement from Google's Threat Analytics Group. The vulnerability was being used to target a narrow section of Windows users. It's not clear how much time Microsoft was able to spend testing regression testing the patch. So in other words, the Windows XP team isn't around anymore, guys. They made a patch for Windows XP. People who are not on the XP team made a patch for XP. They really don't know how it's going to impact Windows XP. And honestly, they don't really care. But they're going to make you install it anyway. It's great. You shouldn't be running XP or Vista anymore at all. Yeah, I got a call from somebody who said, "Oh no, Thor, the Windows 10 patch. Do I need that if I'm running Windows X or Windows Vista?" And I'm like, "No, you sure don't. You need a new computer if you're still running Windows Vista." All right, 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. I'm late for my break. I lost the clock. Stay with us. Henry, Bruce, and George, your calls are all coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations repair technicians also make house calls. Make an appointment and let us bring our award-winning computer support right to your home or business. In 1798, Eli Whitney's Connecticut Musket Factory was the first business in North America to use replaceable parts in a firearm. Before Eli's factory, if your musket broke, you had to send it away to an expert gunsmith for repairs, or just toss it and buy a new musket. Technology manufacturing has come a long way since the 18th century, but you wouldn't know it by looking at today's big box store computers. Dell, HP, Sony, and other manufacturers continue to take away your freedom to upgrade and repair your computer by eliminating expansion and repair options. Some desktops are even powered by a tiny laptop adapter. Schrock Innovations believes in Eli Whitney's idea of interchangeable and replaceable components, and that's why our custom-built modular computers last longer and cost less to repair than computers you see at big box stores. Ask your friends and family how often they replace their box store computers, and they'll probably tell you every couple of years. And what do they do with the old machines? They just get thrown out like broken muskets. Imagine a place where your computer's problems can be fixed quickly and inexpensively. Imagine keeping your computer for 6 years or more. You are imagining the kind of computers we build every day at Schrock Innovations. Our modular systems last longer, perform faster, and cost less over the long term than anything you can buy at a big box store. While the talented technicians at Schrock Innovations can't make you a musket even if they tried, our commitment to the freedom offered by modular computers is the modern-day extension of Eli's innovative musket factory. We think Eli Whitney would be proud, and you can take pride in owning a small piece of American innovation. The modular computer from Schrock Innovations. Compute This Pro Tip 578. Technology is constantly changing, so how can you tell when the time has come to recycle your old outdated computer and invest in a new one? Experts have rules of thumb and formulas, but Schrock believes the answer is simple. You should replace your old computer when it can no longer do the things you need in a secure way. For example, you should not be using operating systems like Windows XP or Vista because they're no longer maintained by Microsoft and they're not secure. And if your computer cannot run Windows 10, it's probably time to begin saving for a replacement. If your existing computer requires a repair and that cost is 50% or more of the cost of a new computer, it might be time to consider a replacement. But keep in mind, additional costs like data transfers and important software you have to upgrade like genealogy software or Quicken. And also keep in mind that modern computers are engineered to last 18 months for a normal user. And don't worry, you are considered a normal user. Schrock modular PCs and solid-state laptops are specifically designed to last 4 to 6 years for that same normal user, saving your family money and time. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. Multiple murders in Kansas City, Kansas. A gunman shot up a bar Saturday night. 4 were killed, 5 wounded. The shooter got away. The president getting some Capitol Hill backing as the administration pushes back against the House impeachment inquiry.
GOP lawmakers are also pressuring Democrats to go on the record, with Senator Lindsey Graham suggesting they can't be allowed to hide behind Pelosi, tweeting they should and must vote to open an inquiry of impeachment so their constituents, country, and history can evaluate their actions. Nearly every House Democrat has come out in support of an impeachment inquiry.
Fox's Garrett Tenney. He was the drummer for the iconic British rock band Cream. Ginger Baker has died. Along with Jack Bruce and guitar legend Eric Clapton, Baker provided the beat for classic rock anthems of the 60s like White Room, Strange Brew, and Sunshine of Your Love. Ginger Baker was 80. America is listening to Fox News.
News Radio 1110 KFAB Weather Watch.
A chilly start today with temperatures in the 40s. Some cloud cover this morning, but sunshine will return this afternoon with high temperatures around 67 degrees. A few northwest wind gusts up to around 20 miles per hour. Overnight, mainly clear skies with lows around 43. More sunshine on Monday with high temperatures climbing to around 70. With Omaha's most accurate forecast, I'm 6 News First Alert meteorologist David Keller on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
All right, we're all warmed up and ready to go. Welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. I've talked a lot about the stuff that Schrock Interactive is doing here recently. And we have let me give you a real world example of where having a team of people like Schrock's employees on your side can make an amazing difference for your business. And this is real time, so this has not happened yet. In Los Angeles, if anyone is watching from California on Facebook, in Los Angeles, there is a company that does large format printing called Cliff Digital. Now, Cliff Digital has been around for decades. It's an old school printing company. They do large format printing like window wraps, vehicle wraps. They do these amazing things and it's old tech. So everybody in the audience here probably knows about it, but you may have forgotten about it. But they do this work for Tesla. It's a rub-on transfer. So think like when you were a kid, you get the rub-on tattoo thing. It's like that, but it's for products and prototypes. So you take this rub-on, it's a piece of paper with the reverse print thing. You stick it on whatever you're going to do, and you rub it with a nickel, and it literally looks like whatever you just rubbed on there is printed on the thing. So for example, if you own Stark Industries, that's how they put the Stark Industries logo on the side of the missile, right? For the prototype. Hello Jericho missile. That's why they did that, right? Or if you're Tesla and you're making a limited run of a promotional item for investors to get at a board meeting, you're going to have a rub-on transfer because you're not going to do screen printing on 5 things, right? Or if maybe you restore vehicles and you need the new I don't know what the technical word is for it, but the printed piece that is the speedometer. You know, the needle moves, but the printing behind it, if you get that recreated, Cliff Digital can actually print what the speedometer looked like, and then you get like the piece of plastic or whatever it is, and then you just rub transfer it on, and then they clear coat over it so it doesn't ever peel off or come off, and it's a clear coat, looks like a piece of plastic, looks like the original OEM piece. That's how they do that. Cliff Digital makes that stuff. The problem is his tech is so old and so cool that no one even knows it exists anymore. So when you're a business and you're looking for these things and you go, how do I do that? You don't look up like transfer vinyl, you know, like rub it with a nickel, transfer vinyl from Compute This. You don't type that into Google, right? So we said, okay, so Cliff Digital comes to us and says, hey, we need some work on our website. And we had these other companies do it. We've hired 3 different marketing companies, SEO companies, to work on our website. None of them has given us any results at all. And we're, as a business now, we're in a hole because we spent a lot of money with these guys. And now we're on our last leg and we need help. And so I said, okay, tell you what, let's pick one area of your business. And I got him to agree we're going to do a case study, okay? Because, you know, he's a business owner and he needs help. I've been there before when I was, I mean, he's not getting started, but I mean, every business owner has had that moment where they needed someone to point them in the right direction or give them that lucky break. And I looked at Kara, I said, let's be that for this guy. So what we're going to do is we picked one area of his business, which was vehicle wraps in Los Angeles. And we are going to work on optimizing just that one piece of his website, because there's a laundry list of things that are wrong that need to be fixed, way more than he has money to fix. But we said, so what's the one thing that we can do for your business? If we could do one thing that would change the tide, that would turn things around, that would give you the capital and the cash flow to continue operating and making more money and fixing more things, he said vehicle wraps. Well, he said large format printing. I'm like, no one searches for large format printing. So what subset of large format printing? And he said vehicle wraps. So now we're going to go off and we're going to do this. So watch this story, guys, because this is a real-time marketing turnaround story. It's like, what do they do? They're like, move that bus, you know, move that browser. And, you know, what people switch tabs and they'll be like, whoa. But we're not going to radically change the look of his website. We're going to improve this one page of his site so that it ranks higher than his competitors in his local market, which will make his phone ring. And the objective is to give him 1 or 2 more vehicle wraps than he's getting now per month. So we have very specific goals, very specific rankings, and a very specific objective. Watch our people hit it and watch them make a real difference in this guy's business and in his family's life, because that's what we do at Schrock Interactive. So it's kind of cool to have this in real time. Each week I'll be able to report to you. Right now, I think he's on, if you do a search for vehicle wraps in Los Angeles, he's on the he's on the 3rd page, and the article, whatever is appearing on the 3rd page from his website isn't even his page on his site about vehicle wraps. So, I mean, it's about as bad as it can get. He's not even present, and he's going to be present real soon. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. I guess the whole reason I told you all that was, if you're a business and you are looking for a company to come in and help you revitalize your marketing, the rules have all changed. I mean, the thing that we joke about, we get the Yellow Pages, it's an inch thick, and the Yellow Pages is literally a lead generator book. Every radio station salesperson, when the Yellow Pages come out, they all run out and grab a copy, because these are people who have more marketing money to spend than they know what to do with, and they're spending it on the least effective possible thing they could spend it on, which is the Yellow Pages. And if we can get their marketing dollars, redirected to something that's more profitable or more rewarding, I can tell you guys, we've had clients that went from 3rd or 4th place to 1st place in a Google search result, and their phone is ringing off the hook. Their phone is ringing so bad they're hiring additional people, because that's the difference it makes being in 1st place as opposed to being in the 2nd or 3rd place. So watch what we're going to do for Cliff Digital, and if you think that's something that you might benefit in your business, if we could do that for you, some industries are more competitive than others. If you're a bankruptcy attorney, it's going to be hard because there's a lot of money and there's a lot of people in that game. If you're a plumber, not so hard. If you are an electrician, not so hard. Not a lot of people are doing that. So it depends a little bit on the type of service you're providing, but we can help you out over at Schrock Interactive. All right, let's jump into these phones. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Henry, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Hey, Thor. I just got 2 laptops upgraded from Windows 7, Windows 8 to Windows 10 at the Papillion Service Center. He did a great job.
Awesome. That was a long road, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they put a solid state drive in one, which helped it to work. The question I had is on Secure Updater, it's now coming back asking for a subscription.
Yes.
If I call the service center, do they pay for that so I don't have to give them my credit card?
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, we are Secure Updater. That's our website. So when you give Secure Updater your credit card, we are Secure Updater. So the reason it doesn't say Schrock all over it is we wanted to create a product that other computer repair shops could sell that without promoting one of their competitors, basically.
I appreciate knowing that.
Yeah. So but by all means, we can do it either way. If you're not comfortable putting your card in on the internet, just give us a call. We'll do it right over the phone, and they can get that license upgraded for you on the back end over in the shop, or you can do it yourself online, whichever is more convenient for you. I will tell you though, if you do it yourself online, it will set up an auto renewal for you, which is kind of handy. It doesn't allow it to expire. Otherwise, every year you have to call us back in and do it. And we don't mind doing it. It's just one of those things where we don't want it to expire on you if we can help it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Hey, thank you. And it's one of those things like I'm trying to find the delicate right way to say this. I received an email from a business brokerage. I talked about this in the Aftershock last week, but I received an email from a business brokerage saying that one of our competitors in the Omaha metro area is for sale. 2 locations. They want to be purchased for a certain amount of money. And I knew the owner. We've had employees in common. I've hired some of the people that he's let go, that kind of thing. And so my first thought was, we're not really interested. The brands aren't compatible for a lot of businessy reasons. It just wouldn't work out. But number 2, the thought occurs to me, why is he selling? Now, everyone says it's always the health of the owner or to pursue other opportunities. Those are always the generic reasons, but there's always a real reason. What's the real reason that he wants to sell? Is it because maybe the business isn't performing like it used to? Computer repair is getting hard to make money at, guys. Just that computer repair side of things, because there's not a lot you can fix anymore. So much of it is disposable that if you don't buy it right the first time, if you don't buy a modular computer the first time, if you go out and get that HP with 1 circuit board in it and that 1 circuit board goes bad, that's the whole computer. And we can't remove anything from that board. We have to replace the whole circuit board. So it's getting harder to fix stuff. So it makes it challenging for smaller computer companies to find ways to remain profitable, which is the reason why when we created Secure Updater, we didn't throw Schrock Innovations all over it. It has its own website at secureupdater.com. And if you don't know, Secure Updater is this program that installs patches on your computer. We're going to talk about these Firefox and Chrome patches here. Your Firefox and Chrome won't patch themselves if you have Secure Updater, because Secure Updater is patching it for you. And if you get a fake patch installed on your computer, Secure Updater will detect that it's a fake patch because the version numbers don't line up, and it'll install the right patch, the correct current version. So it's a pretty nifty little program. It costs about $2 a month to run it on your computer, so it's very affordable. And for small computer repair shops, we let them keep $40 of the $50 from the sale. So it's $50 the first year, $25 each additional year. Schrock gets $10 per license, whether it's a renewal or a new sale. You get to keep the rest, computer repair shop. That deal is so good in the software resale industry that when we approached 1,500 different computer repair shops about it, the overwhelming response, there was a meme generated about the Secure Updater scam. Yeah, it was the Thor meme, of course, but because they didn't believe that it was real, that somebody would give you $40 of the $50. It was a scam. And the computer repair shops that did pick it up, like the ones in York, Pennsylvania, and in California and in Texas that are selling Secure Updater, they know it's not a scam because they get to keep the money. It's like, well, this is not a scam, and they like it. So I called up this owner of the shop, and I was trying to be as delicate as I could. I don't want to, hey, so I hear your business is failing. So can I help you? Mr. Potter, come on. I mean, it wasn't like that, but it was like, hey, listen, it's your livelihood. This is your family's livelihood. We have some tools here at Schrock. I know we're competitors, but there's room in the pond for everybody here. We have some tools here at Schrock that you could offer your customers that might make their lives better, that will definitely make your financial picture better. And then, you could use these things. If you're going to sell your business, this will increase your bottom line, and it'll make your business worth more money or more likely to sell. If you are going to keep your business, this will allow you to have the revenue you need to hire, the technicians you want and pay the bills and keep the rent paid and everything like that. And of course, the business owner on the other end of the conversation assured me there was nothing wrong because he's thinking Thor wants to buy my business. I really don't. I don't want to buy the business. I did offer him an earn out. I said, if we want to take your customers and make them Schrock customers, I'm willing to do that. And we'll give you a percentage, that kind of thing. But I'm not really interested in acquiring your locations. We did that with one other company in the past, and it was a disaster. So anyway, Secure Updater was created for that very reason, so that other shops can do it. Did the same thing with Drive Advisor. All right, 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Final break of the program. Bruce and George, stay on the line. And then Linda, your calls are all coming up next on Compute This.
Update all of your third-party apps on your computer with Secure Updater. It keeps all your apps running smoothly and helps block viruses. Download it for free today at secureupdater.com. Every person listening to this broadcast has either experienced data loss or knows someone who has. When you think about it, you have a lot more data stored in many more places than you'd like to admit. Have you downloaded those videos from your phone, backed up the pictures on your iPad, or even tackled that sometimes daunting task of backing up your entire computer's hard drive? Most people just don't back up their stuff, and that's why Schrock Innovations has one of the most advanced data recovery centers in the Midwest. Equipped with the latest DDI data imaging devices, state-of-the-art custom recovery software, and Omaha's best data recovery technicians, Schrock Innovations has a 96.8% success rate when recovering data from damaged hard drives, flash drives, camera cards, and more. We all know we should back up our data, but if you are ever caught in a data loss nightmare, call the experts at Schrock Innovations to get your data back right where it belongs, safe and backed up on a stable hard drive. Compute This Pro Tip 178. Those little life-saving surge protector strips are vital to your computer's health and should be used whenever possible, even for laptops. As computers get smaller and more powerful, they're also becoming more sensitive to dirty power, and your power is a lot dirtier than you might think. Even if you have a whole home surge protection, most power surges are generated within your own home. If you've ever vacuumed and seen the lights get dimmer and brighter, you created a surge. Surge protectors can only absorb so much energy measured in joules. When that capacity is exhausted, your surge protector becomes a glorified extension cord and needs to be replaced. You should always look for surge protectors that give audible alerts when they're no longer able to protect your equipment. Schrock recommends these because the lights on most strips are just power lights and they don't tell you when it's time to replace the unit. If in doubt, replace your surge protectors annually to keep your expensive TVs, computers, and other electronic equipment safe. This pro tip is brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Recapping high points of the program so far. Numero uno, Safe Upgrade is going on right now. The new version of Windows 10 is coming out any day now. Make sure you get a copy for each computer. You can get those on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. Click on Shop and Specials. One thing I haven't mentioned yet. We are sending an obscene number of automated calls right now to renew endpoint subscriptions. Another blast of them is going to go out on Monday. We have over 900 customers that expire in the month of October. Now, we protect almost 5,000 people, so 900 is like a huge amount for 1 month. Please, 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 if you received a robocall from us, give us a call back and take care of it. Or if you had automatic payment set up on that, and you received an email that your payment didn't go through, probably because your card was expired. A lot of them expired around 2019 for some reason. If that's the case, please log back into your Schrock account and update your payment information so that can go through. Otherwise, it keeps trying every day and it keeps emailing you every day and it gets really old. So just help us out with that. One other thing, we are looking for our 3 holiday special testers right now. We do have a couple of them already boxed up and ready to go. I did have one person that was interested, but from circumstances couldn't do it. So the holiday special right now, we're looking for the desktop testers. The laptop will come later. The desktop testers, we want to know if you're interested in doing it. What you do is you pay for the computer. We build the computer. You get it about a month ahead of everybody else. And then, we already know it's going to work fine, but we want to get your experience with it. Is there something we could tweak or do differently or change? And then, of course, we want you to come on the radio and tell people what you thought of it. This year's holiday special is going to come, the desktop, is going to come with 32 gigabytes of memory. Yeah, it's going to come with a 1 terabyte solid state and a 1 terabyte backup drive. It's going to also have a Ryzen 7 processor. It's more than 3 times faster than last year's holiday special. It's just mind-boggling. Comes with a 24-inch curved monitor. Yeah. And a wireless keyboard and mouse and speakers. So it's a complete package. It's everything you need for a complete Christmas gift, or if you're looking for that new computer for the office, if you're at the end of your fiscal year and you got to blow through some cash or pay it to Uncle Sam, these computers are going to last you a decade. So it's a great investment to make. So we're looking for one more tester. Give us a call at any of the shops and we'll get you hooked up with that holiday special desktop. Laptops, if I had more time, I would talk about them right now because I have a question for you. Stay tuned on Facebook after the program for the Aftershock. I'm going to ask all of our top fans what they want us to do. Do you want the laptop that has a phone screen for a touchpad, or do you want a laptop more like what we had last year that's like a 2-in-1 that folds over? So I want to ask all those questions. There's just no time to do it right now, but we'll ask that during the Aftershock. All right, let's get back into those phones here. Bruce, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Yeah, hi, Thor.
Hi.
I've got a question. I'm not the most computer-savvy guy in the world, and all I have is like a 2013 16-gig iPad.
Uh-huh.
But the other day, my lights flickered, and I had to reset my microwave. I went down to watch my flat screen, and it wouldn't turn on, so I'm assuming I need a surge protector. I didn't have it hooked up to one. And so my question is, I'm sure you've got good ones. I just heard the commercial, so I need to come in and get one. Now, when I am charging my iPad, because I'm thinking about getting a new one, an iPad Air, should I also hook that up to a surge protector when I'm charging it? And then lastly, this old iPad, I wanted to send video.
Okay.
And so they were asking me for the password. I never sent video. And I forgot my Yahoo password. I've got a nephew coming over. He's going to try and help me recover it. But if he doesn't, do you do stuff like that? Could you help me?
Well, about the only thing we can do to recover a password for something like Yahoo would be to use the password recovery options. There's not really someone you can call at Yahoo to have them assist you with that recovery. And I wouldn't go Googling around looking for a phone number because they're all going to be fake. But yeah, so basically you're going to have to answer the secret questions to get into the account, or you'll have to make a new account.
Yeah, okay. He'll help me with that. So
yeah, and as far as surge protectors go, we are out of stock right now. Actually, you're not the only person. We got wiped out last week. In fact, I've got an open work order right now for somebody who's waiting on one. So we've got another batch of 25 on the way. It's going to take about another week for them to get here, but they were on back order. So once they're here, we'll have them in stock. But we recommend the Audible Alert surge protectors, and the reason is once you put a surge protector in, you're going to forget about it. And a year is going to go by, and it's going to be behind the TV, whatever. You're going to totally forget it exists. How do you know when to replace it? Well, ours will chirp when it's time to replace them, like a little cricket. And if you've ever had a cricket in the basement when you're trying to sleep, you know how annoying that is. That's what it's going to be like. So I tell customers, buy 2, because what happens, it's going to happen in the middle of the night on a weekend. And we'll be out of stock on back order or something. So if you have another one, you can just swap them out. They run $50 a piece, basically $59.99 for the surge protector. But they're really good. They're 1,800 joules of protection, so they can take quite a beating before you have to replace them.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, no worries, Bruce.
In about a week, man.
Sounds good. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. We'll get you in the drawing here as well. All right, George, you're next up on the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Good morning. A while back, my Mac was infected.
Okay.
And some of the emails I was sending was going to the junk file of the recipients. And I'm wondering what they can do to rectify that problem.
Gotcha. So if your email, when you send an email to somebody else, and we have this problem at Schrock, like we send out an email to all of our customers about Schrock Safe Upgrade. And of course, we want that email to go to everybody's inbox, right? We want people to see it. Well, every other person sending you an email for some marketing reason wants you to see it too. So services like Gmail, for example, will have created what's called the promotional tab, where any kind of promotional emails go to that tab. Or AOL calls it the junk mail folder. Things like that. So basically, when we send an email, we can't really control how other people process it, but what we can do is in the way we structure our email, we can make it less spammy or less likely. So we only put one link in the email. there's not a link and a link there. Well, I guess there's two links technically because there's an unsubscribe link, but that one doesn't count. So we have one link to the product in the email. We don't use words like save or up to this much off, key critical phrases that engines will analyze your email and determine if it's spam. So now the next question I have is who is your email provider?
Fox.net.
Okay. So the other thing is you can check and see if your email address is associated with a blacklist. Now, what a blacklist is, and it's going to be a little weird for you because it's a Cox.net email, so I doubt you're on a blacklist. But like, for example, if you have a website, let's say just for the sake of discussion, you're SchrockInnovations.com, and let's say that one time you thought it would be a really good idea, and I didn't do this. I don't want to use some other poor company as an example because let's just say you thought it was a good idea to send 1 million spam messages out to people about how awesome it would be if they bought stuff from you. Okay. That's not smart. That's how you get on blacklists, saying you're a spammer. And then every email you send from your website, any email address associated with your website from that point forward is a spam email, and you can get off the spam list. So if you do it once and you screw up, you can go inquire and you can get removed after a 7-day period or whatever. But if you keep doing it over and over again, you're going to get hit. So the thing is, as far as sending emails, watch out for blind carbon copies. Don't carbon copy 5,000 people on every email you send. Churches have this problem when they send bulletins or newsletters. Organizations, clubs have this problem where they carbon copy 50 people every time. Or you forward something and you're one of those forwarding people and you forward it to like 5,000 other people every time. You're sending an unusually large amount of messages, which is going to make you more likely to be a spammer. So some of the things, you can't really do anything to make it less likely for them and how their email service processes your email. All you can do is change your behaviors to make sure that your email address doesn't end up looking like a spammy list or a spammy address to be blocked. Thanks for the call, Georgia. I appreciate it. Linda, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
I had brought my laptop in for maintenance, upgrades or preventive maintenance.
Yes.
And when I got home, it still had the pop-up that I was having problems with on it. And so I called him, and he did a Schrock test, and it worked fine. Thanks.
Who helped you?
Parker,
awesome. Well, thank you for calling and letting me know that. I appreciate it. I'll let him know that he's doing a great job over there, too. He just got a promotion to senior technician, by the way. So he's big man on campus now. All right, today's winner, $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate is Bruce. Congratulations, Bruce. You're going to get $25 from Addie. And we will see you all for the Aftershock coming up here on Facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Otherwise, we'll see you again next weekend for another edition of Compute This.
Fueled by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. This is News Radio 1110 KFAB, Omaha.